The Against All Odds podcast, sponsored by Oak Forest Recovery.
Welcome to the Against All Odds podcast. I am your host, Rachel. We have co-host RJ, and we got LITFRANK in the building.
Yo, what's good, everybody? It's good to be here, man.
LITFRANK. So why don't you introduce yourself to the people that don't know you? A lot of people do know him, okay?
For those of you who don't know me, my name is LITFRANK. I'm from Clearwater, Florida, man. I'm an artist / full-time TikToker. You know me by the probably the baby shorts mostly, the My Mom guy. I flipped a few what's it called? Layers over with that one. Yeah. But yeah, that's what most people know me for on the internet.
Yeah, but you also do music.
Yes, also do music. We just did my first headlining tour in 2024. Frank and Friends Volume 1 dropped on all platforms recently. Go stream that. Appreciate y'all. And yeah.
Hell yeah, dude. Well, I'm so happy you're here. So what we normally do on this podcast is we just get a rundown on our guests. We go through a lot, and I know you got the trauma, right?
Yeah,
so we're going to
definitely.
probably start from the beginning with whatever you're comfortable sharing and just tell us about your life.
I'll have to cancel those.
Maybe I
have my phone on Do Not Disturb.
Someone called you twice.
Nah, it's my ring, and that is not okay. There we go. 2 hours of silence. But Perfect. Yeah, it basically started off though as like a lot of people don't know though, I had a pretty normal life up until I was 10.
Okay.
So like from the time I was 10, my dad was a manager for Walgreens. He was like, but
where are you from?
I'm from Florida.
Florida, okay.
So it started off, I'm born and raised in Dunedin, Florida. My dad was in the Army like when I was born.
Okay.
And my mom's from Florida as well. They met in elementary school, high school sweethearts, you know what I'm saying? Some lovebirds. And then had me when they were 18, I want to say. I think they were fresh out of high school too.
Yeah.
And yeah, my dad went straight to the Army. He was a parachute rigger out there. So yeah, he used to jump out of planes and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. He was stationed out in North Carolina. Did you just
have to move around a lot?
He didn't necessarily have to. I think he had like 2 bases. He only did one of those like 2 to 4 year terms. And then I think he went on reserve and then got out or something like that. Right. Just enough to get, the VA benefits and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
You feel me?
As
he had
should.
something up his sleeve, But yeah, that we moved back from North Carolina to Florida, and I remember having my little sister around the time that I was 5. So I had my little sister. Mom and dad were still straight. We had gotten our first house. She purchased the house out there in Clearwater.
So normal up until that point.
Normal up until like 5 years later, out of nowhere, dad didn't come home for like 3 nights in a row, like at that house. And I was like, what? Like, what's going on? My mom would just be telling me that he was working late. And he was he was the head manager of the pharmacy for Walgreens. So you can see kind of where like the foreshadowing goes, you know? And at the time, one of my uncles was like real strung out and like just like, I think you had mentioned the pill mill and stuff, that era. He was just pushing them real cheap and giving them to my mom. But then times ran thin and my mom was like telling my dad to go get stuff, So he got tied up in some bullshit and that dragged him and her down. And that was like the start of me realizing, oh, snap. This is not normal. Like I'm living with grandma now. He went to jail for like 6 months off of it.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah.
From robbing Walgreens?
Yeah, for like robbing a Walgreens and then just tied him up. Sorry, Dad. I don't mean to tell your business like that. But yeah, he fixed himself up. He's actually now like a regional manager. Like he's night and day as to like full.
So he got his
shit
dad. Together.
Yeah, Dad got his shit together.
Okay.
Dad actually took care of me. Like as soon as he came off of that 6-month bid, like he took me away from my mom, and because she's had me bouncing around.
Right.
That was where you asked like, oh, so I think one of y'all mentioned like moving around from the military.
Yeah.
That was like the most probably stable we were at that time. And then the second my dad went to jail, my mom had me from like Clearwater to Largo to Dunedin to Spring Hill to like Homosassa. Like we were just anywhere and everywhere. And I was kind of in and out of school. I went to I chalked it up on my hands one day. It was like 9 schools. I went to like 4 different elementary schools. It was just like a bunch of bouncing around. We even went out of state one time for her quote unquote detox.
So when did you figure out like what was going on exactly, like as you're a kid?
When I knew that like, oh, like my life shifted for real is when we finally went to Indiana. Like, cause my mom like everybody pulled the rugs on her. My dad was still on parole. So he was like forced basically to get his life together and just like keeping a straight arrow. And when my mom went and did this detox, she took like myself and both my siblings on a Greyhound bus to Indiana, and that took over like 2 days of travel, something like that. And the whole time she was like just finishing off her supply, so just passed out the entire time on the bus. I'm taking care of the kids, like stealing fruit cups and shit from every bus stop I can think of, like. And I'll never forget, we missed our bus in Atlanta because she fell asleep, and like we all fell asleep. And we missed our bus in Atlanta. We had to be there for an entire day. And my uncle ended up like sending us, the one that we were heading to in Indiana, like God bless his soul, he ended up sending us some more money that she went and fucking bought weed in the alley at the Atlanta bus stop, stuff like that. We get to Indiana, and it's like quote unquote to detox and like save her marriage with my father, but she was just completely on like the wrong mindset of like getting back together with him. She wanted to just be for herself, and took the whole family down with her. Like she like had an affair with my dad there in Indiana with a guy that they had both known from high school. Basically he came to fucking Indiana allegedly because he was still on parole, and he was trying to save his marriage and shit, and that wasn't even enough. And I was like, oh my God, you're in it for the like you're in it for the drugs. Like this isn't even gonna like save you. Like you'd rather go with this guy who's gonna just
did she get so from that detox that she did she say she didn't stay sober at all?
Like she was just she was sober from pills because she was forced to, but she was now like stealing from the wine cabinet. You know, my uncle is like pins and needles from the back to the top of his like spine, so from the lower back to the top of his spine. So she was taking his hydros whenever she could, stuff like that. It was just really easy to tell. And another aunt of mine that actually like completely did a 180 and changed her life around, she was a big problem at the time in Indiana. Like she would sneak off to her house, and that's where they would like hammer bottles of whiskey and shit and just get plastered. So I was like basically being raised by my aunt and uncle for that summer. I was like, damn, I want to say, because it was like 6th grade. I went to school in Indiana. That was like one of my 4th or 5th schools. Like I went to school in Indiana for like 6 months and got so homesick because my siblings moved back and like were forced to like kind of like do that 50-50 shit with my mom because she quote unquote proved herself. They couldn't find drugs in her system. She was just an alcoholic now. Right. But yeah, that was like when I really knew.
Yeah. What was your experience like having to go to so many schools and stuff? Was that hard?
For me, like I always, to be fair, like I felt like it was normal after like the 3rd school. I was like, well, I'm gonna be the new kid again. Everyone's gonna like me. It's gonna be awesome. Like, I was super like extroverted. I was never like an introvert. So I would like I wanted to be liked by everybody. So I would just be nice and I would just try to make friends. It would suck when I would like stick at a school for like a good full year, and then I'd be like, damn, hey y'all, like you ain't gonna see me. Yeah, you ain't gonna see me. But ironically, I have like, I always like say I'm thankful because I have like eras of friends like on my Facebook and stuff that I've never like, parted ways with, and they all like remember me from each school. So it's pretty cool. But it mainly went from like, that was like a real close stretch. Like that was like, I think I explained to you the thumb of Florida. Like it was I started at the bottom and then I made it all the way to like Pasco. Yeah, and then I like
the thumb of Florida.
Just bounced around the thumb of Florida.
He's like, here's Miami, here's here, and this is the thumb over here, straight across.
I'm on that one, like that little island. Pinellas County, man. Like so, Pinellas County through Pasco County is where I went to school. That was like my stomping grounds, and then one school in Indiana. And then I did high school. I finished out high school in, I want to say Hernando County. It's like Weeki Wachee. It's like where the rivers are, where the springs are.
Okay.
Stuff like that. So that was when life was normal though. That was another thing. My dad took me and my like siblings away from my mom at like. So I came back from Indiana. I'm like 13. I'm going into 7th grade. And from 7th grade and on, I was with my dad. And he only had a couple girlfriends that like stuck. And like I remember them by name. And then he met my mother, like my stepmom, like who I call mom and called mom. Like that's a whole nother road. But like I met my stepmom, and she was like who basically restructured the entirety for this fucking lost man, felon, the fucking riding a bike to 2 jobs. Like that's why I wanted to like reiterate. Sorry for dumping your business out there, Pops. But he is a great man. Like he did everything on his palette to like redo everything. And
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
Put his kids back in a home, dude, got everything straight. A home that like my mom moved into him with, like master manipulation. Got back in that home, signed the lease with them, had to get her off of it. And then shout out to the stepmom. She came through and
Were your
structured
parents
everything.
originally, like, I'm just trying to, do you know how their addictions started? Was it like they were prescribed by a doctor, or it was just because it was such an epidemic at that time and everyone was doing it?
So I had an uncle who'd,
It was your mom's brother?
my dad's brother.
Okay.
So my
Dad's
dad's
brother,
brother, like my dad was the goody two shoes of the family, like
Okay.
100%.
Yeah.
And one of his brothers was just super strung out at the time, rest in peace. And he was staying out in Pasco. It's my Uncle Kenny. He had like introduced the family to like Roxy's and Hydros and like just everything. He was getting like these pills at like $2 a piece, like by the bottle, like doctor shopping, like getting like, I got a toothache, bro, like, or I got a headache, or like something, like just random shit, like talking about his back because he worked AC. So any
he had all
fucking thing
these
in the
drugs.
book,
in that
every
time,
cramp
that
in
was-
the book, bro. Like
It was so easy back then.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah,
doctor
yeah,
shopping
yeah.
out here in the valley. I mean,
Bro.
Yeah,
it
but in
was like-
Florida, it was really,
He
I
had,
mean,
like,
it was
6 at a
bad
time.
everywhere.
You can get like
but
6 at a
Florida
time,
was
30 pills a
like,
piece.
Yeah.
And
people
like
in
the
New
result-
York would go from New York down to
to
Florida
Florida.
and hit
Pasco
all of the,
County.
Yeah,
It would
'cause
be
there was no
Pasco
banking
County.
system. They couldn't
Right.
tell that you were doctor shopping. And you would just go to different pharmacies.
It was all off paper. It was
Yeah.
all off papers. There was like no data records like for like that type of shit. It was
Crazy.
so stupid. But
Crazy.
so my mom, that's a question I would like to ask her, like what
Yeah.
what
How
what
did
made
this
you take the
start?
first pill, like what
Right.
what was it?
Right.
I do want to say that she always used to have toothaches. Always used
Okay.
to have like a heavy toothache, I think on one of her molars, and one day maybe needed something stronger than what the dentist had given her. And I'm positive that it was my uncle. He had given her I think I told you, like a Roxy and a Xanax, and like just like that mix of just.
That was the first thing I took, man. And it was it.
Yeah, that was it.
It was like
I was
Roxy's
like,
is what my mom got strong on.
Right.
Like Hydros came on later when like she couldn't get a hold of Roxy's, and then she could have
But I remember that first Roxy I tried.
Yeah.
Bro, I was done.
changed her life,
It was a
dude.
wrap for me.
Literally.
Yeah.
It was a wrap. So that was her first thing. And I think my dad, just working at the pharmacy and having such an easy connect to like
Yeah.
to like steal for her.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows what made him like fucking dance with the devil, bro? I have
Yeah.
no idea. Like,
Love.
nah.
Right?
Yeah.
Literally,
that
like to be dead ass, like
Right.
looking back at that, now that you just said it like that,
Yeah.
like what better way than to try to spare the connection with your high school sweetheart that's fucked you over constantly, than to like
Right.
fall victim to what the fuck she does for love, like
Right.
what she enjoys doing.
Yeah.
Right.
Like maybe he just got high with her one day and was like, is this what you like? Like,
Or
is this-
yeah,
you
maybe he
like
felt like
this?
that's what I know. Also, as myself, I can speak for myself as an addict. I definitely had boyfriends that I manipulated the fuck out of,
'cause
right?
that's how you wanted your connection to
exactly.
be.
And it like, you know, if I'm sick or whatever, and I'm like, I can't feel like that, you know, like
Right.
it's not that hard to manipulate people when you're that.
and then he would be like, I'm going to work tonight, I'm catching another shift,
Yeah.
Right.
to the point where like it caught up with him, you know.
Yeah.
And he got out on good behavior though. Like he had a way longer sentence than it was supposed to be. Like he had a way shorter
thank
sentence than what it was
God.
supposed to be.
Thank God that happened so that he was able to get. Sometimes you need that kind of wake
Yeah,
up.
that
call,
was
you know
his
what I
little
mean?
like 6
Yeah.
months for him. He was like, fuck
Right.
that.
Yeah, he
like
was like,
that
no,
shit
thanks.
sucked. I'll never
sure.
forget when he came out of that. He had been so icked out about how dirty he always had to be that
God,
even when he like my grandpa gave him a job at the like a lawn service, he would find a way. Like he would go to porta potties. He'd like find ways to like get bottle heads and like make shift showers because he always needed to stay clean. In the middle of he'd do a whole lawn, go do it. They'd be like, Frankie, you got like 6 more yards. He'd be like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I got the opportunity to be clean out here. Y'all, he's like, y'all don't know what it's like.
Right.
Like, bro, 6 months.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
but that's what that's what like he did to him. Like, so he
Right.
obviously he got his own little taste of trauma
Yeah.
from her.
Okay, so you come back from Indiana and you're back in Florida, right, with your dad. And where's your mom at now? She stays in Indiana?
Mom stayed. No. Mom came back to Florida. Mom low key, like, I'm not gonna like dox myself, but she stays like within 5 miles of me, and I never see her. She's like she's like Bigfoot to me. Like she's like, oh baby, I'm always trying to see that. I'll never forget too. Like a recent time, I'm no contact. Like I'm no contact by choice. Like I think she kind of gave up. She's one of those moms that like will never forget your phone number. Like no matter how fucked up she gets. Like she like, I know this is your number. Like text me back, baby. I love you. Like I can show you. Like I could probably scroll for an hour on certain numbers. You know, they're burner phones. They're like it's a new phone every fucking week, like an Obama phone or something. Like that's what they were back in the day. But
Obama phones.
Obama phones, bro, burners, and I even had a few track phones like that. And it's just always one of those. So I eventually just started to not respond to her at all and ghosted her. Eventually, I'm on my second daughter, and I wanted to like kind of like re-invite her back to me type shit. And because like I said, she's still in the area. She's always been around, but she's always been on some rehab shit, or she's always been trying to get better. She's always been detoxing or whatever. Like I just don't know where she's at. I think she stays in hostels and shit.
Right.
I genuinely don't know. But I tried to like introduce her to my kids, man. And she came to my like apartment, and I'll never forget the track marks like leading from like through her thing, like band-aids. And then I knew that like it was getting bad because she had tracks on her neck, like from like the main vein. And I'm like, bro, like, so you're gonna come like what are you doing? And then I remember like I pulled her outside, and she was like, baby, this is like, it's just mosquito bites. Like it's like they're itching, they're killing me. I'm like, and they're causing craters in your fucking neck. You're using dirty needles. Like what are you doing? Like this isn't okay. I need you to leave my house. She like kind of takes offense to it or whatever, and I kind of started feeling bad because she's having a breakdown in like the parking lot about it. She gets out, and then literally less than a week later tries to text me for my address again.
Yeah.
You were just,
wow.
It's still in your
right.
How fucked up were you when you came to my house? Like crazy shit. So that was like 2-3 years ago now. She hasn't even, she's never met my youngest. Like I have.
Do you talk to her at all now?
Nah. So I have a sister named Sky, bless her heart, dude. She still keeps in contact with her for whatever fucking reason, you know, like if you got the mentality for it, if you got like the mental storage for it at this point. Last I heard, she's in rehab. But dude,
okay.
That's the last.
Has she gone to rehab a lot? Is that a normal thing for her to try to go to rehab? Or okay,
it's like one of my other uncles who's well out of the game, like been out of the game, just smokes. Like I tried hitting him up for Suboxone and shit, like, and it like kind of disgusted him because he was like, "You've waited this fucking long, and you're asking me?" He's like, "I've done my bit of like detox. Like I'm past what the fuck you're at. Like you have an entire child who has children now. Like what are you doing, dude?" And that may seem like stiff-handed, you know, by him, but truth be told, she's reached out too many times at the wrong time while already
she's burned her bridges.
I guess she has had her she's had her supplies like expended, and like she does do the whole like I'm gonna go, and I go, and I went for a week, and I fuck that, I didn't need it. Like you know what they were telling me in there that I needed to.
Yeah, she's different.
Yeah.
She's terminally
she's just it's not
terminally
clicking.
unique is like the best way. Like like you're a goddess in there. Like you have never done anything, never struck any of these people for the same chord. So it's just I don't know, man.
How do you feel like that's dealing with your mom growing up? How do you feel like that's affected you?
I think I was talking to you too about like artists and being narcissistic. Like there's like a key factor of me is I'll never let myself be so narcissistic that I will absorb I'll be the self-center over my children. Like, but I have narcissistic tendencies. Like I think I'm the shit. Sorry, buddy. Like, get out of the way. But like, that's the type of attitude. She rubbed off on me in good ways. Like she taught me everything not to be.
We talked about this last night.
100% taught me everything to never be. And to be honest with you, like it's gonna sound like kind of, I don't know, like therapeutic or whatever, but like I can't even answer that question wholeheartedly because like my answer to that is what I did with the videos. Like every single skit I made, I probably did laugh and cry very hard before I hit post.
It's
and then
healing.
And then hundreds of thousands of comments. And like, I mean, it just like you too. Like, oh my God. Like, so that was that. What helped me through that journey of like everything I endured was realizing that, oh wow, I'm not the only one. What solidified me and the way I'd handled it was like, I've never been like you. I think I'd even mentioned to you one time that I took a hydro. Like I took a hydro. I stole it from my fucking uncle, the one that had the fucked up back. I was in Indiana, man. Sorry if you hear this, Uncle Lee. I took it from him. And man, like I remember being in the fucking like bowling alley that I was at, everything gets euphoric. I'm feeling great. I'm like, da-da-da-da.
Nice and warm.
And then I immediately started having a panic attack and having like this deep sorrow and regret that like, you fucking idiot. Duh, this is great.
Yeah.
Duh, look at your fucking mom. Look at your dad. Look at your uncle that just died. Look at the, I was like, stop. I like had to go to the bathroom, bro. Like my cousin's like walking me through it. He brings me back to the house, doesn't tell on me, of course. Like,
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
but like, I don't know. And then I said to you jokingly, not jokingly, dead ass, I'm like, I stole another one and I took it on the plane because I knew I was going away from them forever. But I was like, if I'm truly afraid of them and I never want to touch these things again, how will it do if I leave them? Popped one, got on the plane, hated the flight the whole way there. I'm like, fuck, okay, yeah, I'd never do that again. And I've never taken a pill since. And that was when I was like 19. That's like 6 years ago. But I never took a pill prior to being 19.
Yeah.
So, just from what the fuck I would see, like I was telling you, the milk waterfalls.
And we were talking about last night. Like I feel like when you grow up seeing that from a parental, you know, like you see that in your parents and stuff, you can go one of two ways. You know, you can either go right and follow their lead, or you can kind of be like, okay, that's what I do not want to do. Like they've taught me all of the things that I don't want to be like, and I'm so grateful that you didn't like that shit.
Yeah, I fucking hate it.
Your brain was probably like just like hardwired of like absolutely the fuck not.
I couldn't. In a world where like, fun story about like my mom and like a peak of her addiction. It was when you're a kid and you want to make your first buck. I was like, I want to sell Kool-Aid. Like I want to go sell fucking Kool-Aid on the corner, man. I know I could get some bread off that. Yeah. Let's do like $2 a cup, whatever. And if people don't got change off the first couple fives, sorry. Like, you know what I mean? Like that's how you get it. Like, so I'll get like $15-20 off that little scam, I know, and then I'd actually have change. So I'm like really pedaling out, and I remember like 3 or 4 hours I made like $200 on the corner.
That's a lot.
I'm going crazy.
That's
$200, bro. Like
as a
what?
Kid, what?
I'm like fucking 9 or 10. No, like 10 or 11, because it, like I said, up until I was like 10 or 11, that everything was normal. So like, my mom, big cig head though, like big smoke Marlboro Reds, whole fucking Marlboro Reds or the white pack, the white pack of marbles. I don't know what that one's called.
Marlboro Lights,
Marlboro Lights, whatever. Yeah, Marlboro Light, baby, tight shit. So like, I'll never forget running home with $200 and her being like, no fucking way, stomping it out of my hand, bro. Like, what? Gives me $10 and she's like, baby, I'm so proud of you. Like, I'm gonna put this away for your college fund. Then I'll never forget calling up her girl. She's like, we're about to go get a carton of fucking Marlboro Reds, baby. Like, bro, went and spent my shit on cigs and like liquor. And
What was your reaction to that at that time? Were you just like, this is what my mom does?
So like, when I heard her say I'm gonna go get a carton, in my head I was like, well, she only spends like $60 on that, so hopefully she'll put the other 100 away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and then I went out again. Like, sorry, like, you know what I mean? I went out again because I thought that it would be like another chance, but then I tried to hide it. Like I made like $50, and then like I made like another little 20 that I slid in my pocket, and I was like, oh, I only made 50. She was like, you were out there for 3 hours and you only made $50. Where's the rest? I'm like,
so you kind of learned,
She's like, you made 70. Okay, so here's 10. Like, bro, like that's what she give me, like a 10 or 15, whatever I made out of any number. And I remember I did that shit for about a week or two, and she started to owe me like I was keeping track of it. I was like, you owe me like $640 something, and I like that, like it's 640 something, like because I remember the trauma, bro. The trauma. I'm like, you owe me like $640 something. I don't want to do Kool-Aid anymore. She's like, baby, please go sell Kool-Aid one more time. Mommy needs a pack of cigarettes. And I'm like, so like all of the, I was like, wait a minute. Like every time I've given you money, you've been getting cigarettes?
Yeah. It's all gone.
And it was probably more,
And she's like, just one more time. I'm like, okay. And I go and I get like the fucking Kool-Aid made, bro. And I go and I walk out there, and a cop comes over. I see you out here every day. Gives me a $20 bill. Keep the chance. Not even 10 minutes of being out here. Not even 10 minutes. Fucking dumped the jug out. Fucking ran. I'm like, 22. Here's your money, mommy. No, baby, go back. That's how I knew that this was like, you're using me. So I like in the same swing of giving her that 20. It was also like, dude, like Free Willy. I was like straight to the park. I ran to Valencia Park, dude. That's like my stomping grounds.
Yeah.
Ran right there, threw her the 20. That was the last day I ever sold Kool-Aid for her, because like her taking it, it was like a 3-second like in my head, like, oh, you no, just ran.
Yeah. Wow.
And never since then I didn't sell Kool-Aid, and yeah. That's why I don't drink it no more.
Story, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you have like a skit on that? I feel like you got to do a skit on that.
I did a skit where she like
Selling
forced me to
Kool-Aid
go
for
sell Kool-Aid,
mom.
but I made it like more emotional. I didn't make it funny.
Yeah.
Because at one point in time it did feel like it was like she'd be waking me up to be like, it's come on, like
It's Kool-Aid
I'm gonna make you
time.
cool. I'm
Yeah,
gonna make you
yeah,
a Kool-Aid, like a Joe
Yeah.
Kool-Aid. I'd be like, what the fuck? I'm like, I'm trying to go play basketball or something. Like,
Right.
and it was for a straight month. Like, I'll never forget, because she had just found the way. She didn't have a job anymore. Like,
Yeah,
she was
yeah.
just staying
You get
at
her
home,
a
whatever.
couple
Yeah,
Like,
she's
now
like,
I'm
oh,
getting her a
tight,
couple
this
$100
is
and
my
I'm making
hustle.
fucking like
Yeah.
Kool-Aid
Oh my
money, and I'm
God,
about to
dude.
get cigarettes and some beer. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Who's gonna say no to the little kid on the corner?
dude.
Yeah.
And they never did. Like, they would
Yeah.
never. I literally would make anywhere from like $100, $70 on a really light day, but that's still crazy for like a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
I'd be like,
And then
I
to
just
not
always
even be
had
able
this-
to keep any of it is
I always had this vision of going to
crazy.
Circle K, and I always wanted to be like, imagine me being able to spend this money at Circle K.
Yeah.
Back then, back then they
Yeah.
had the baseball cards and the Pokemon cards, and they had everything that you would ever wanted. And there was one just a mile away, and I'd always be like, do you think I can take my 15 to go to like Circle K? She's like, I'll drive you tomorrow.
Oh.
And tomorrow never came.
Tomorrow never came.
Oh,
Oh
damn.
God, dude.
Yeah, 600 something bucks, mom. Pay the fuck up.
Yeah.
Oh my.
And she used to pawn a lot of your stuff as well. I've seen your skits about like the Xbox or whatever it was. Would she pawn them and buy them, or they were just pawned gone every
Dude,
time?
Gone. Like, so
Damn,
one time I got my iPod back. iPod 3rd gen. Never forget. iPod 3rd gen with the camera on the front or whatever the fuck. Like, one time got it back, dropped it on the front face the second day I had it back.
No.
Bam, cracked through the side. I was like, what the fuck is my luck?
Oh,
She used to, like, the first thing that I ever noticed that she pawned for real was the all black PSP, the PSP Slim.
Yeah.
Bro, it had like Tony Hawk Pro Skate in it and shit. And like my dad was playing Far Cry on it for like the that shit pixelated version, whatever. And she blamed it on her buddy Jimmy, who was like a fucking addict. Rest in peace. Sorry, but
Yeah.
like this guy was like a piece of shit too. Like, just taking stuff from her kids. But like, he told her one day, like, do you know how much that PSP is worth? Like, we could get a whole fucking bag off that. Like, what? Like, it had to have been some type of conversation like that, because they both took my PSP, the slick case, the fucking games. They went to the thing, and that was the first time I was like, but I'm getting that back, right? And they were both like, yeah, bro, yeah, you're getting it back.
don't
This is just a
worry.
weak thing. Like, da 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 da. Never came. And then she did it to like, she did it a few more times on like electronics, little tiny thing, like Xbox control, like shit that would inconvenience me. I'd be like, what the fuck? Where's my controller?
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck? Like, I got
Yeah.
the console. Where's the control? Oh, I pawned it. I just needed a 20. Like, we'll get it back in like the next couple of days, baby. We go get scrap. Like, and that was another thing we would do. We were in the mid. It was like an eviction of the house. So like the family was in an eviction due to all the drugs. Like the family was imploding. Like, there was my Uncle Kenny and his family, my Uncle Kevin and his family, my dad and his family, and then my grandma and grandpa. So like 3, 6, 8, 9, like 12 or 13 people in like a 3-bedroom, like the condos that's like split in two, or the townhome split in two.
Yeah.
Wow.
And you guys are all in there together.
All in there, all in that one thing together, like living in it.
And being evicted.
And being evicted. So keep in mind, fucking 3 families of tweakers all trying to scrap this place. We're talking like stripping it, like literally getting the wires. Like there was a garage like that my grandpa had put like all the valuables and everything that was like of like meaning that they knew that they were going to be able to like at least give the landlord a hassle on, and like not even the landlord, the bank, because like they owned this property. It was getting foreclosed or some shit like that.
Yeah.
So like they knew that like if they could deadbolt this shit, like they weren't going to send extreme forces for another couple weeks. You know what I mean? They were going to come break the deadbolt. So at least everything was going to be secure in the garage. My mom cut the lock
Oh, damn.
with me, and we came and got shit.
Yeah.
I got stuff from that garage right now in my garage that like my family is like heirlooms and shit. Like, but we were stripping wires. We were taking everything of copper significance, like anything you could think of that was scrap worthy. We were taking it right to the shop. But while still living in this house, she's just like, she now has access to the lock, and she is the guy on the key type shit. So, bro, it was just a whole fucking thing. That's where I learned that like copper had value.
Yeah.
So that was one of her side hustles, bro.
Yeah. So that was just like normal for
That
you,
shit was
though.
normal. That
just
shit
the
was only
norm.
normal for like that year and a half of like the foreclosing. Because like, and we were just riding around in this like shitty little Honda, and I think I really want to say like my dad. It was like when my dad first went to jail and shit. Like, it was like game over. Everybody knew that like they just had to fucking expand. Everybody had to go their separate ways. So we were just all taking licks off the house, dude. There was a rest in peace Doc, bro. There was a fucking dog that died in that backyard. My grandpa took out of the backyard and had put down because he like went down with the house, you know, like played guard dog for it while it was under foreclosure and fucking terrible times, bro. But that was a little era. I feel like I'm saying it like kind of like backwards, but it's like, I don't know. I remember it in weird ass pockets. It's so weird. No, that's and I'm honestly getting a little blast from the past thinking of it right now.
Yeah.
It's fucking wild, man.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
You mentioned the PSP and stuff, and like that was like ironically the second video that I ever posted for my mom. Like the my mom trend that I'd started or whatever. Like,
and when did you start posting online? Like, when did that become a thing? And when did you start to like?
I told you I was going to save you this story.
Yeah,
I told her I was going to save her this story. So I started off in Anderson, Indiana, and well, originally like I'm a stoner dude. Like I'm like, I guess they say Cali sober. So like I've always smoked weed since I was like, I smoked weed for the first time when I was 10. Like and always burned. So around the time I was 15, my brother and I wanted to have a same username. And we were thinking of like stuff to like do together. And at one time my name on Instagram, I literally owned Trap God with like an X.
Wow.
Trap God with an X on the O.
Yeah.
And I owned that shit. So he was like Trap God Kale and Trap God JJ and I was Trap God. But I didn't fucking trap. I didn't sell weed, nothing. I just like smoking. But then I remember we're walking on the same street together. We're actually going to smoke some weed. I'm like, LITFRANK and Lit Kale. That's fire.
Yeah.
That's
Fire.
tough. Caleb is his name. Kale, C-A-L-E is what he went by. LITFRANK and Lit Kale. We kept that shit for like years, man. I mean, I never left. He switched off because he didn't want to do that no more. But when I blew up, it was kind of funny. He was like, "What the fuck? I'm not trying to be anybody. Like this is just I'm not a group." He became real broke. That's his like that, and he owns that ad. He owns that ad.
That's fire.
Real broke.
That's
real broke.
fire. I love that.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Too Poor and like, you know, all that. Like, so that's where we got the inspo from. But so I get LITFRANK from there. I'm just a rapper though. Like I'm just a rapper. I just am dropping SoundCloud tracks at the time and shit like that.
And what got you into that? When did you start doing that?
So I started making music when I was in the middle of like all the family bullshit. I was in love with Eminem. That's actually the first CD my mom ever bought me. Yo, shout out to fucking you. Like the first time she ever bought me a CD was Recovery by Eminem.
Yeah.
Fucking Cinderella Man. Shook my core. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Fucking bro, scream, shut up and thunder
so
and flip
good.
the world upside down and made it rain upward. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, that's crazy. So I wanted to do shit like that.
Yeah.
And I get writing, bro, but it's ass cheeks. Like I sit here with this pencil held neatly in my hand, thinking how I'm gonna make it and then become a man. Like that's how I would write. That's my first ever song, by the way. Like fun fact.
Yeah.
Y'all never heard that. But fucking I wrote that shit and I remember like I had like my phone like this. I had like a little Dell laptop that my pop bought me. You remember back when Dell?
How old are you?
I'm 12, bro. I'm literally 12. You know those little laptops you can buy from CVS?
Yeah.
Like the tiny Dell ones that they used to do the disposables. Bro, like my pop bought me this little tiny Dell laptop that was only like $80 to $100 from CVS, and I was playing YouTube beats off of it while recording on my like Android or like something at the time. And like just rapping over beats, but I like, uploaded them to SoundCloud, and I'm literally 12, 13, 14. Like this is like from that time. And you'll never you couldn't waterboard those out of me. You'll never get those out of me. But
dude, you're so sick to hear.
But bro,
dude.
so I'm just like, and I'm doing them in my closet and shit. Fun fact, my parents, the ones that like that I applaud and shit, like my dad and my stepmom for like getting me out of that shit, they were, it's gonna admit, they hated. Be realistic. Like, don't fucking, you're not a rapper. You're not a fucking rapper. Like they used to not let me go to the studio. I'm fucking spilling tea. They would never let me go out of the house to go to a studio.
They thought it was unrealistic.
And they thought I was trying to smoke and just be no, they thought I was being ignorant. They thought I was going to the studio. I'll be real. Like it was a little trap house, like, but I wasn't there for the weed. I wasn't there for the drinks. I was there for the fucking little mic in the corner, bro. And I was just trying to fucking hear what I sounded like on the thing. You were only there for the weed a little bit. No, because they were drug testing me. That was my dad.
Okay,
my dad
he
became
was
the straight.
Yeah.
Yes, he was like he straight arrowed that shit. I was still, man. I was what. Y'all ever heard about drinking water and then like a little bit of white vinegar right before you piss? Yup, that worked every time. He'd be like, "Why is it clear?" I'd be like, "I'm just super hydrated today."
Yeah.
I knew the test was coming. So he doesn't let me go to studios. He doesn't let me record and shit like that. So I'm forced to do shit like that in my closet. I'm forced to start recording. So fun fact, I bought my first ever mic. I'm working at Hungry Howie's, man. I'm flipping fucking pizza. I'm the doughboy, and I save up like my first $400 paycheck, and I'll never forget. I bought like an $80 Blue Yeti. So I was meant to give him like 20% of my paycheck, pay my phone bill, and then like whatever I had was like that. So like I spent some money on weed, and then I had $80 for this Blue Yeti, and they fucking took it from me. Like, or the Blue Yeti was $120. Like they took it from me and like they grounded me for a week for spending money on a microphone while I was grounded. I bought it at school. They did this again.
Oh, you weren't supposed to buy it.
Yeah, so I was on like I had like those periods, like an elective where you could just go in on a class, and I was grounded, so I didn't have my electronics, but I'm still writing raps every day, and I'm like, bitch, when I get my fucking money, I'm about to go get a mic. So fuck it. I was like, Amazon was popping at the time, so I'll go on Amazon and I get a Blue Yeti mic to get delivered to my house on the day I'm ungrounded. Of course, it comes fucking early before I'm home from school, which pisses me off kind of because like it's waiting on the desk, and I'm like, yo, hell yeah. Like my mic's here. They're like, yeah, and you just got another week because you're not allowed to be online.
No.
Damn.
Yeah, because you must have gone online to order it and bought it.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. Y'all don't want me to be a fucking rapper for real. Y'all don't think I got that shit. Yeah. And then my dad, I'll never forget, he saw how like headstrong I was going with like that little mic. So one day he was like, if you can write a rap song with 0 cuss words, I'll let you go to that studio. I said, bitch, bet. I gotta show y'all that song after the pod. That's one I'm proud of because like I did it, and then he let me go record it. And ever since then, he was like, man, fuck, all right, but you can't go to that studio. We got to find you a professional, better one because I don't like that. You got to find you something that you want to go do. Which he never fucking did. But I had to go do like but he never from then on out, he'd be like, okay, you're going to the studio, plan it, like, and like make sure you have your money set aside for it. Like that's just like, it's you time to just know, be realistic, bro. You're going to the fucking military because you don't have a job. And that was really what I was gonna do, was go to the military. But I fast forward on how like I'd blown up with like the LITFRANK shit. I go through high school and I start having this new life in Indiana where we moved from Florida because we had our first baby, my wife and I. We were blessed with my daughter, Luna Maria, and she comes in the picture. So I need a better job. I go and work at the factory at the Walmart distribution center in Indiana. I'm starting at like $17.50 an hour. My wife is, being a stay-at-home mom, so she's in the world of the internet. She's on TikTok and shit doing mom videos and stuff, and she's got like 16,000 followers. I'm not smelling at all what she's picking. Like I'm not picking up nothing she's throwing down. So like I'm not like it's not even catching wind for me. So I'm like, all right, well, I'm just gonna keep doing local. Like I'm gonna keep trying to go to like the studio, and then I'm gonna try to find local shows from there. And I like really did I just like raw dogged being I did all that shit the organic way. That like like I was one of the naive people to be like, the internet's just popping right now. Like I'm just gonna keep doing like the fucking real shit, and I'll get a couple hundred monthly listeners. And what did it for me, I have a screenshot that like still goes on my memories that I fucking applauded too, because like my delusion is what got me here. It was like I had gotten like 400 streams for the week. I got 400 streams for the week. I had just hit like 500 monthly listeners, and I was like, y'all are fucked. Like y'all don't even know what's coming. Like wait till I'm next up. Like this is that spark I needed, because I just got done doing shows, and what was physically changing my perspective of how good I was like, I sound full of myself, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the narcissistic artist shit. But like what was telling me I was good was like that I'd only been doing local shows, but the amount of fucking people in attendance were becoming my monthly listeners. Like that's physical people. So every time I walked into Anderson, Indiana, LITFRANK's in town, LITFRANK's making music, LITFRANK. And I was like, what the fuck? Like local celebrity shit for that. And I got put on as like one of the top 5 artists out there just from being out there from the first few shows. And it was just, the local love like is what stemmed me to really hunker down and be real on rapping. Fast forward, we both get super homesick in Indiana. I got like promotions now. I'm making like 20 plus an hour. It's like a year and 9 months later. I've been making music. I'm now upwards of like 1,000 some monthly listeners. I'm like still pushing projects and shit. But
how old are you at the time?
I'm 19. Well, by the time I leave Indiana, I'm like 21. By the time we left Indiana, I was 21. So we stayed there. So I got there when I was like 19, turning 20, and we left before I turned 22. And then as we get back home, I get transferred to the Walmart distribution center by like fucking grace of God. The shout out to the GM out there in Indiana for like wiping my points clean and shit, because he just like heard me out, heard like the fucking stress that my wife and I were going through. She was on like heavy postpartum shit. She just wanted to be home. Yada yada.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
So he knocks off all my points, gets me transferred. But one of the stipulations for this new transfer is that I'm not going to be at like a grocery DC. I'm going to be at a regional DC. And a regional DC deals with shit like this and this and this.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not grocery. So
yeah.
it's just everything else. But I got knocked down to the tugger, like the very, very like rat equipment, the very last rat equipment, the first thing you start on. I had to get recertified for it. And I got stripped of 4 other certifications of heavy equipment. So, and then they knocked my pay down to like $18 an hour, and they knocked me down $4 and then looked me in my face and said, because it's Florida and the cost of living is cheaper or higher, we have to knock down. I said, do you hear yourself in that sentence?
Make it make sense.
Because the cost of living is higher and I'm transferring from a state that has a lower cost of living, you need to knock my pay grade down. He's like, yeah, well, because it doesn't match the standards of Florida. Like that, how's that fair to the other people that have worked here for 10 years?
Oh my God.
Because I even started out, like I remember, I'll never forget talking to a dude that worked there for like 15 to 20 years, telling him like, yeah, I'm making like 1880 right now.
Yeah.
They knocked me down from 22. He's like, you make 1880?
Because they're making like 7.
Fuck. Because like he ended up, he's like making 16 and he'd been there for like 10 years. Because he started at like 7. Like you said. Like, so I'm like, what the fuck? Or like 20 years, whatever long this guy's been here. Like he's got like pension shit with these people. And I'm a fucking 21-year-old making more than you on the tugger. Like, so their mentality was like, they already hated me. And I hated them. I hated this new place, you know?
And I hated them.
It was mutual. Like, so you done turned me the fuck up. And like, this is the story that I held off on. Like I was fucking literally going through a crisis of like, I'm a fucking entertainer. Like, how did you go from doing all these local shows, having like fucking 40 to 50 to 60? And like, these are small like numbers. Like these are numbers to be proud of as independents. Like just for reminders to anybody listening, like those are numbers to be proud of as like an independent with nobody but a city around you. Like you're bringing out people and I'm like, I'm a fucking entertainer. So much so that I go to the bathroom. Now I'm like hyperventilating and fucking like tripping. Like I'm a fucking like entertainer and I'm working here. Like what the fuck is going on? Like my wife, like she has 16,000 followers on fucking TikTok for being a mom. No offense, baby, I love you. But like that was like what I was literally saying. And like it was like no discredit, but I was just so shell shocked of like no clue how the internet worked. So that's why I was so naive. You have like if you're just likable and you're relatable, you get following. So it's prime COVID. Tail end of COVID. Fun fact: I'm some people's like COVID comfort. Like never knew because in Florida we didn't have to wear masks. Like by the time I blew up on TikTok, Florida forgot about COVID. So everybody else was still hunkered away watching me. Anyways, like on that topic, I'm having this mental breakdown and then I key in the factor. I'm like, okay, so she has 16,000 followers on TikTok, and then I can go post 6 to 9 times a day, something funny, relatable, quirky, whatever, and then like put my music inside of it and also like incorporate those videos separately. I think if I follow this method, I'll be able to blow up in 2 weeks time. And at the time they were giving you 2 weeks paid of COVID if you showed symptoms. Fucking gagged myself and threw up right there. That was like the idea, the fucking brain. Gagged myself, threw up, walked out, tears in my eyes.
2 weeks of COVID pay.
I just threw up. Get the fuck to HR, go. Like that was like immediately what they said. They sent me to HR, got me on COVID pay. And I don't sue me, but I've done this like a few times. I've done this like a handful of times. So I knew it was gonna work. I get 2 weeks pay. I go home. My wife's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing? Like, are you having like?" I'm like, "Bad mental health, week, babe. But I promise, just trust me. Like, I'm gonna make videos all day long, every day, and you're gonna see that I'm gonna blow up on TikTok." So for 14 days straight, I would post 6 to 9 times a day, and I would post about whether it be like weed content, or it would be about like kid content, or it'd be about just like relatable, haha dad content, just shit like that. And then
did you immediately know about like trending sounds and you had to figure all that stuff out?
I was just I was like a dad picking up a phone.
Right. No, same. When I got on TikTok, I was like, what the hell?
No captions, nothing. Like, and then I realized like, oh, so if I put a caption, I get more engagement. And then if I did that, so I'm like keying all these things in. I'm like just kind of testing my algorithms, right? And I'm getting 8,000 views, 10,000 views, And on that 14th day, like I picked up the My Mom audio, and because like there was a video on my For You page of like, whose mom took you to Paris? And it's like, my mom, there's no one else quite like my mom. And it's like in the green screen, it's like them in Paris.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget like scrolling and then being like, I was like,
This is
Eminem
it.
hates his fucking mom.
Yeah.
And that's the trend? How many videos does this have? Like, so I click it, and the audio didn't even have like 8,000 videos made to it yet. Like, it was like some like 7,300, like something like just over 7,000 videos. My Mom by Eminem, like a fucking hit platinum record. I'm like, so this isn't trending. I was like, and I'm like looking at all of them. They're all nice. Like, my mom took me to Paris. My mom took me out to eat. Whose mom bought them a watch? I'm like, okay, like use audio. And it's on the 14th day. I'm like, follow the story. It's on the 14th day. I'm like, whose mom took them out of state, had an affair with their father, but dragged all 3 siblings along with them. My mom, no one else quite like my mom. And I like raised my hand, just like that. I'm raising my hand. I'm not dancing. My mom. Close the phone. I gained like 3,000 followers throughout this 2 weeks. Like, you know, I gained like 100 monthly listeners because like I was really dominating trends over like I wasn't dominating shit. Like the trending videos that I was doing were dominating the ratio of music. So like I gained 3,000 followers and I go to fucking work on the 15th day, walking in there like a note like, you gagged yourself in that bathroom last week. Like, you're a fucking loser. Like you got 3,000 followers on TikTok for what? Like, okay. So I'm fucking putting up cases, man. It's like 5 minutes before my break. My first 15, my shit's like, I'm like, my wife's calling me. So inconsistent. I'm like, what the fuck? Like consistent, but not a phone call. Like, what the fuck is going on? Like, I pull it out. TikTok comment, TikTok comment, TikTok comment, TikTok comment. I was like, oh, it's fucking happening. What the fuck is it on? Like, my music is going up. I run to the fucking car. It's the My Mom video. But like, I'm not mad about it. I'm like, it's happening. Like, oh my fucking God. On the 15th day, I went fucking viral and I'm here. Fuck y'all. Like, this is the start. Like, I get home from work. It's got 250,000 views, over like 60,000 likes. I'm calling my fucking cousin Bryce. I'm like, bro, like, I think I got the code, bro. Like, I'm going to use this sound again tomorrow, bro. And I'm going to figure out what the fuck like these people like about it. And da-da-da-da-da. So I do the sound again and it doesn't go as viral. And everyone's in the comments like, where's the dancey dance? I'm like, fucking hit the brakes. The fuck's the dancey dance? I never did a dance in that video. What the fuck is the dancey dance? So, you know what I'm saying? And like everybody's commenting the guy, the salsa guy doing this shit. I'm like, so at the time, I told you don't play with me. I do my little dancey dance by the baby. I don't know if you heard that song. I'd have to show you it. Like, but it's that specific. And that's exactly what it says. I told you don't play with me. I'll do my little dancey dance. And I was like, are y'all talking about this? And then like on that, I do my little dancey dance part. I went 30,000 likes. I'm like, rap, shot, My Mom video, third one. Whose mom pawned their iPod? My mom. 150,000 likes. I'm like, fucking cracked the code, bro. I'm starting something here. 25 of those parts later, and like a bunch of like other intermittent trends that I did, like I talk shit about you on the internet. I took over that trend. I took over, Tay Money Duh may owe me some royalties for fucking I understood the assignment. I don't know, but I fucking bro, that trend had like 3,000 videos before I picked it up, and then like just like. That's a joke, by the way, Tay. I want to be a feature one day. But like if she posted me on her story, and that was another moment, I was like, what the fuck? Like these people are starting to recognize me, bro. Like I'm dominating shit. So I took a fourth sound over, and it was the I can't feel my face. I wish you would find your chill. And I would be like, it would be like me reenacting moments with my mom in these baby shorts. Fun fact: the first ever viral video with those, not with those baby shorts.
Yeah, when
like,
did the baby shorts? Was that wasn't
so that
from
was
the
like
first one?
I heard you've been talking smack. You know what I'm talking about? Like the Walmart, like you meet me behind the Walmart. I heard you've been talking smack. Like I put that shit on and I was like my mom at 3 a.m. when her food stamps didn't come in. Like, you meet me behind the fucking Walmart. I'm gonna beat your ass. I'm talking smack. And I had a pair of my daughter's baby shorts on and they were like, oh my fucking God, this is such a relief from like towels and fucking like wigs. And you know what I mean? Like this is so comical. And at the time, like it was a fresh air of a new way to present a woman. But like in my head, I was like, okay, so like which pair would get their attention the most. So finally I'm doing all these different pairs, like the spandex ones. Like that's just making me look like a penis with a condom on. Like, you know, shit like that. It's like people are like, I don't like those shorts, do the other ones. And finally I find that pair, the jean pair with the pink bow and it's got the fuzz, man. I put it on my head, and I think I did like, I think she would find you. They were like, that fits her, like the way it moves with her hair, and I did, like, it flowed well, and it just fit flat on my head perfectly. Yeah. So I started using those shorts for like almost every skit, and eventually I'd like became the my mom guy. Yeah. And I was telling you, I never went outside or nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like I was a stay-at-home dad, like doing this shit.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
And fucking, not even a stay-at-home dad. I never went outside or nothing, but like I'm blowing up on TikTok for these skits and shit, and I'm still working at the Walmart distribution center. And I'll never forget, through my mom, that I went a little bit ahead. Just backtrack a little bit for the Walmart distribution center, touching back when I was blowing up for the initial my mom videos, just where I didn't even need the shorts. I was just doing the transitions of like crazy shit she did to me. I hit my first 100,000 followers at that Walmart distribution center, and I'll never forget this fuckboy Angel, bro. Probably still fucking works there. I hate him, man. He used to be so fucking
fuck you, Angel.
Bro,
what did Angel do?
Bro, so like hazed me practically, is like the fucking Florida boy who got paid a lot. You know what I mean? And like you think you can come in here and think you're better than me because you know how to do fucking get my boxes, bro. Like because he was the guy that he was a receiver. I was a picker. He was a receiver, so he'd be doing boxes and shit. This guy can't sue me because I don't even know his last name. So it's Angel from wherever. He was fucking just taking boxes, and I'll never forget. I'm on the come up, man. I'm on the up and up, and everybody else is kind of like what's funny as fuck is like you'll see that the people that have worked in the factory for 30, 40 years, and they see that glimmer in a little kid's eye like me, like being 20. They're like, fucking chase that shit. That's awesome. You hit 70,000 followers. Like, you know what I mean? Like they're watching the come up. I hit 100K. I'm geeked. I'm honestly running low on my rate, like, cause I'm like fucking on my fucking phone, like every stop. I'm like, fuck yeah, thank you for 100K, congrats. And then I fucking remember going to the thing. I put my box on the table, and I'm like, Angel, I hit 100,000 followers today. And I go to pass it to him, and he intercepts me, boom, like catches the box. We're now like holding it, looking face to face, and he's like, I don't give a fuck if you're Barack Obama. Give me my shit faster, and like takes it away from me. And I'm like, oh, I'm quitting this place. Like, fuck this. Like, I can't, like, never will you ever like talk to me like that and like make me have a bad mentality of how good I'm doing. Like, I need to keep a good mindset. Right. I go apply for this place called Blue Beacon, a car wash, like a pressure washing for trucks and shit. I go kick it there. And by the time I get there, it took me like a month of finding jobs, but I'd been like, something about what Angel did to me. I like went and had like some of the most viral weeks of my life in that month. And I gained like 300,000 followers. So I'm at like 400, 500. By the time I get this Blue Beacon job, I'm now at 600,000 followers. Wow. And I've just started releasing Trauma Buddies merch like the week before. So, cause I told you I never made a dime off TikTok. That's another fun fact. I never monetized the creator program for 1 billion views till I had over 1.1 billion views. And like, I got offered the creativity beta program for over a minute long and shit. Like, I never took a dime. So, cause all I wanted was the exposure for my music. All I ever wanted was to like prove that I'm a rapper and shit. I was trying to treat it like a strainer, and it worked really well. Like, I have an awesome fan base for that shit. So, fucking God, where was I? The music got me off.
600 working for the power wash.
So I go to the power wash thing, and I'm making like good money. They knock me up to like 18 an hour, but I have like 600K on TikTok, and I just started Trauma Buddies, so I'm doing sale goals on live, and I'm doing like, I'd set up my phone, and I'm in my kitchen, and I got like a little 12 by 12 whiteboard that's just like right here, and it says sale goal 30, and I would do tallies, and I'd follow you back if you got a shirt from me and shit like that. Like, I can be fully transparent because I've always been transparent about the money I made off that brand. Like, in my first 3 months, I made 30 grand. I made 10 grand every month consistently. And on that third month, selling shirts only, like shirts and hoodies.
Drop ship, like,
no, it's from Teespring. Like literally, they did it for drop ship.
That's what I mean.
And
They drop ship.
they take a
did
fat
it.
percentage of that too. You could have
so
even
much so
made.
to where, bro. What do you mean? So much so to where like I was top 0.1% getting like sponsored promo ads. Like they were promoting my merch on YouTube for me and shit.
Yeah.
Back when you're like talking about like not having a team for stuff, like low key, they were like for merch. They like put a team around me for merch and advertisement, and like they branched off Trauma Buddies to help me start getting independent sales outside of just TikTok for what I do. So I started to be like, oh, I'm casually making like $500 to $600 every week off this now, and I'm not having to go live. So let me pursue my music more. Let me pursue my da-da-da more, you know, streaming and shit.
Right.
And that whole time I'm working at Blue Beacon, I'm love it. Like it was one of those jobs that you find and you love the people. You fucking love the people, but the management's dog shit. Like the management is rude to everybody, while everyone else in the bay, it's what it's called, like 2 bays. Everyone else in the bay is trying to keep good spirits and like, you know what I mean, get through the day, and just like we're all cracking jokes and we're all like each other. Some beef between men, you know, it's like it's 8-hour workday and you got a bunch of dudes chafing their balls. They're mad. And so it's how it goes. Like, but one of my managers in particular, bro, like Lewis, dude, like he used to like fucking come up and he would like degrade people. Like he would take their fucking like their pressure washer and like take the nozzle and look you in the fucking face while he did it. He's like, this is how you fucking do it. This is how you fucking do it, bro. Like, what are you doing? Correct your form. Meanwhile, like we're getting like the highest wash rates in our bay. We're getting good percentages. Like we're getting tips. So you know what I mean? Like nobody's complaining. Like it's just like him being a perfect perfectionist. Right. So like I'll never forget. I started making like somewhere between. Sorry, I have OCD. If you haven't noticed.
No, it's good, man.
So like, I started like noticing this shit where I was making upwards of like $600 a day, but I'm only making $250 for y'all, and y'all are taking 8 hours of my fucking day. So like, why couldn't I just go spend time with my daughters, make $600 in a day? And it got to the point where like they'd be like, stop talking about your fucking money, and I'd be like, stop telling them that they're fucking ass. They see me going viral. Like these fucking people are they're giving me like credit. I'm walking into the bay and they're like, yo, fire ass song, saw you on live last night, bro, keep killing it. And then my manager's wanting to not applaud me because he's a 22-year-old at the time. I don't know how he was like 24, 25, my age now, but he was making like 80 grand a year off a salary, only working like 4 days a week. Bro felt like a god. Like I get it. Like, but he would let it show, not humbly, and like just disrespect everyone younger than him. So it was like, it was super rough patch there. And I'll never forget like calling my wife up being like, baby, like I've made 30 grand. Shouts out to my uncle, because my uncle was like, if you can make your rent, your fucking car payment, if you can pay everything that you could fucking think of under the sun 3 times and like and not even fucking blink about it, no man should be telling you what to fucking do, and like in a negative manner. Like you mean take advice and listen, don't be a dimwit. But if somebody's like being negative to you and trying to like make you their slave, bro, like don't fucking work for them. And that's what he was getting at. So much so to like the point where you know, I had what they would call some fuck you money in my pocket, and like he fucking came up and did that shit one day, and I was like, hey, yo, fuck you, bitch. And he was like,
he was like, what?
Huh? come to the office, buddy. I'm like, let's do it. I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, I've been dying to have this conversation with you, bro, because I'm catching up. Like, and like,
I'm about to tell you the truth.
I'm like, now I'm about to tell you how the fuck you really are. So we get to this office, they start telling me all this snark shit. One of the big factors as to why I didn't want to work for this company is because they have a callback policy where like if you can't make it for a certain portion of the day due to labor, or like if they're not getting enough money during the day, like due to labor costs, you get sent home, but you're on callback if they start getting swamped again, up to 30 minutes left of your shift.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
Now that's understandable for the people that live 5 to 10 minutes away and shit. But I live an hour away. So like you're gonna call me back 30 minutes left of my shift, Lewis, like every fucking time I get sent, starting to see pattern, like fucking with me, bro. Cause you know, I be complaining in the bay that I live an hour away and sometimes I don't make enough money for gas. Cause this shit's a fucking, why are y'all sending me home? Like he could start hearing me bitch about that. And he could start hearing me, he was 2 and 2 in that, like, oh, you're making good money off TikTok, huh? Yeah, spend it on coming here. Like, fuck yeah. Like, so he was just being a dick. So I start calling him out for everything he's doing in the office and shit. And one of the other managers, I forget his name, but he's like, now listen, man, do you know that like we put food on your table, right? I'm like, bro, you barely pay a fucking light bill nowadays. Like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, I've been asking y'all for like 10, 15 hours day after day, like shorter and shorter, you know, like for the week, just trying to like still hold on to my homies, still hold on to like the repetition for my wife, because my wife wanted stability. She did not want me to quit, you know what I mean? Like, and respectfully, like you never want somebody to just hop off the fucking porch. I haven't worked for 3 years. But like she didn't expect that, you know, she was scared. I understand that. So I'll never forget telling them, like, you think you fucking pay my bills, bro? Like, shut the fuck up. And that's when they realized, like, so take that back. I'm like, there's no givesy backsies, bro. I'm like, no, like, I don't want to, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do on your callback schedule. I was like, I don't want to be disrespected by you anymore, Lewis. I don't want to, I'm just giving them the spiel. I was like, let me go call my wife. So I call my wife. I'm like, I think I'm going to quit.
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
She's like, are you really confident enough that, like, you can do this? I'm like, yeah, for sure. She gives me a half-hearted okay, which was definitely in her mind not an okay.
Yeah.
Never ever was a green light. But I said, like, that's enough. So I walked back in there and they were like, what'd she say? Get back in the bay? And I'm like, fuck no, bro. Bye. And I go to walk out the aisle. Now, like, Tim was his name. Tim's sitting in the office and he hears the steps now of me leaving the office and he opens his door, flies it open. He's like, Frank, get in here, bro. Frank, get in here. And I get in the office and it's now like, because it was like the head manager and Lewis, and then now it's like Tim, the assistant manager. So he's like, he's always been real tight. So Tim's trying to like coincide with me, like, bro, like, what can I do to make you stay at least for the rest of the day, or put in a 2 weeks, bro? Like, I want to at least have you back if this shit, like, I get. He's like, I get that you're going good. He's like, but what if this fails? What if this fails, bro? He's trying to like just instill failure in my head, like, and I'm like, I don't think it will, bro. I'm like, I'm like, doing really well right now, bro. I'm like doing really, really well right now, and I think I'll be okay. A couple jibber jabber sentences go by, and I'll never forget the sentence he says. He's like, so what's your backup plan, bro? You have 3 kids, or you have 2 kids. I had 2 daughters at the time, and I'm like holding the door, like, cause I'm like, I'm 1 foot out the door, 1 foot in, like, still hearing him out. And I'm like, when he asked me that question, it made me go, me, boom, like, that's my backup plan. So I just walked out, and that was the end of me working.
Mic drop.
And I have a video that comes up on my memories of me being like, I am officially an unemployed content creator and full-time artist. Like, bro, like, and it's a journey, bro. People made montages out of it and shit.
So how long ago was that?
3 years ago.
3 years ago. And you haven't worked another job since?
Nah, never, man. Just fucking can't. I am too headstrong. Like, I swear to God, the next time money falls short, I'm getting a face tattoo to kick myself in. Yeah. Wham! Get back in there, bro. What do you think this is? You can't go broke. Nah,
I think once you work for yourself and you make your own shit happen, going backwards to work for the man is just not a...
It's not good for your mental health if you know you can keep it up. Now, if times are tough and it's like, bro, I'm young. To think that my mom shit was the last trend I could think of.
Well, this is the time to take the risk.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like this age is when you take the risk.
I wouldn't change it for anything, bro. Like, now, okay, what I would change is going on the road for a long time. Because, like, fucking even leaving for 3 days, my daughters were like,
How long did you go on the road for?
6 weeks, bro.
6 weeks.
It was fucked. It was like a month and a half just straight, like, hitting the road on the, like,
on tour.
Yeah, we did 25 different cities, 18 different states. And fucking, I'm like getting fucking like, bro, just leaving my kids, like, they sucked, bro. Cause I had left when my youngest had just turned 10 months old, but she hadn't been doing shit. The second I leave, you want to start doing everything. Like, I don't want to say I missed her walking. I'm positive I saw her walking, but like she started running and she started talking in full sentences and started just doing shit. Like, not even a full sentence, just saying words that she had never did. 'Cause for a while, bro, we like.
But how was that tour other than missing?
It was fucking amazing. It was, dude. It was amazing. I had
that was your dream, right? It's like
I came in the game on some shit where I mean, I can get into like how fucked that industry is, like, if you wanted to touch that. So like,
dive in.
Like, so the drama of that is like, this for like legal reasons, I will not name any names because fuckboys can like ruin your entire life. But point is someone in the industry knew a couple people how to get me put up on an agency, and one of my buddies had access to that said person because like he's just been around the city and he's confident enough to walk in these rooms and be like, nah, I got it. Like, what's up? So he walked up to one of the guys. He says that he's got a deal for me and him. And he's like, he wants to go on a headlining tour with me. He wants to co-headline with me. Shouts out to Ernie Wayne. And the guy was like, yeah, I can do that for 15 grand. And you know what I mean? Not off like, okay. So in my head, if I did 20 something shows and every sound crew and every DJ and every light and every, like all the, like, my what's it called? My rider, all that, like 15 grand. I bet I can budget that. I'm gonna get packs of water and meat sticks and shit. Like I'll be very basic and we'll be very minimal, and I'll get light shows as my most big attraction. All right, cool, let's do it. So we got put on a 90-day thing where I was paying $600 or $500 to him every Friday for 90 days straight. And on top of that, like I put $600 a week into my bank account. Like that's just like what I do for just regular budgeting and and you know what I mean? It's just safe in my bank account. So that was I'm now pushing $1,100 a week for 3 months straight. And like the grind was unreal. I'm doing these things like I'm doing like 50 shirts sold in a night. I'm trying to like stay live for like 6 to 8 hours. I'm like going crazy, just like putting out content that's trying to be monetized on Facebook and shit. Cause like Facebook started giving me money, all types of stuff. And it was good for my growth. Cause like at the time I had no following on Facebook, and it was like a good start for my page. Yeah. So we get this guy 11 grand, and the final step, I'll never forget, it's Christmas time. It's like literally like the week before Christmas, and this douchebag just wants some extra money to go get his fucking kids some shit. And he's already a fucking like, bro, we're talking platinum records on his wall. Like, you know what I mean? Like he does shit. Like he's got money. He's the guy that should be paying for the meal. You feel me? So he's like, all right, guys, we're going to just fucking push this shuttle forward. I want $4 grand on my table by tomorrow or I'm out. Contracts SOS. I'm like, the fuck? Like, what the fuck? Like, that's like, you're breaching agreement.
After
like,
you paid him 11?
After we've already paid him 11. But he's like, no, but this is the final step to get you, like, just get y'all off my ass. Like, you'll be with your people. I'm like, the people to go on tour. He's like, yeah. So I talked to Ernie. We, you know what I mean? We're like, if we don't got to deal with this guy no more, like, and we can just put together the 2 and 2 and get the $4 grand up, let's do it. Like, let's fucking find out and get our dates, bro. Let's get our tour. Let's find out where he's putting us. We give him $4 grand and he just gives us to an agency that doesn't know who the fuck I am, doesn't know the market, doesn't have a tour market with me, has to shop me out for an entire year to even get holds on my name, because nobody gives a fuck about somebody with 1 million fucking followers on TikTok that's never done a show before.
Right.
So I've never done a show with hard ticket sales. So on paper, I look like fucking nobody. I could literally, I could have bought those followers. They know nothing about what I've just spilled to y'all for fucking, you know what I mean? So they could give a fuck all, right? So about a year goes by of us just simmering on the thought of like, we got fucked. Yo, shouts out to Phil. Phil like hooked me up though. Yeah, like Phil hooked me up and he became my agent with the said company that I won't speak on them because they fucked me over, but like Phil is not with them anymore, and like he's kept me in like routes of like being booked for shit. On like the off swing, if I need some money and I want to go to a place I like, he can put me there, you know? So I've built connections off of like that fuck up that the initial A&R put us through. But that's like the moral of the story, is a bad A&R can really take you down on some bread just off of the word. Like, yeah, you're gonna go on tour. And we're gonna put you there. Okay, like a year fucking later. And then it was low key a shit show because like I never had a tour manager. I never had a videography crew to promote it. I never had any paid ads because I just spent 15 fucking grand to be here. I thought that it was part of the quota. So now I'm raw dogging promotion off of just my TikTok, just my Facebook, just my whatever. But I can honestly say like I hit 18 different states, and out of 25 shows, I had an average of 60 to 80 people. And then I peaked at 170. So like, I did fucking phenomenal as an independent with nobody shouting for the rooftops. I did really good. It taught me a lot though about the industry, and that like a lot of the owners I met, like you're gonna go to a lot of venues where it's very by the books, and like it's a corporate ran thing, and like you don't get no says of like, yo, bitch, your set time's on, we already got your mic set up, get up there, don't talk to us about this. I don't know who's rebooking you, sorry, I don't work here like that. Like, but then you go to the venues that are real cool, and like you'll meet the owner and they'll get a shot with you at the end, and they'll be like, dude, I loved your set so fucking much, I want you to come back. And then it makes you realize like, 15 grand for what? I can just go re-network this entire fucking thing with the people that liked me. And then go get here for free, book the room, split the door with them, maybe get them a nice ass bar night, and then I'll come back religiously. That was like the journey of how I got there. I got fucked over to get to the first tour. We made it back though.
But it taught you a lot.
I was gonna say you learned.
It taught me so much about like not to necessarily trust the pen and pad, bro. Like you can't just go sign something. One thing I will say about the agreement that I had though was because I was such like a shot in the dark for him. I had one of the best deals on the entirety of the thing. It was like 10% of my entire like show could get taken, but 5% of my shit and 5% of my co-headliner. So only 5% ever of my shit would get taken out of those shows. And I kept 100% of my merch, kept 100% of my meet and greets. Now, the way that type of agreement lies is like, if I'm dog shit, there's like no loss, no pardon, no harm, no foul, like just get off the team. But if there's like good recoup, it's heavily in my favor because I'm reaping heavy reward and you're only getting 5% now because you took a shot in the dark and thought I wasn't shit.
Right.
So now I'm filling rooms that you thought I couldn't, and you're like, should have put him on 20 or should have put him on 15. Like, there's no fucking way he's getting away with this much money. So but it made me. I fired. Fun fact, Phil, I love you. I fired him 7 days into my first tour. Fired that agency. Fired them. I hated it. But I loved the experience and I loved the people. It was a great time.
So what are you doing now?
Nowadays, I sell Pokemon cards, bro. Shut the fuck up. I swear to God, dog.
Do you really?
All my kids, bro. All my kids, bro. I sell Pokemon cards. I sell merch and I make music.
Yo, I fucking love that.
Dude,
Asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help. How'd you get into selling Pokemon cards, man?
Part of the tour. So that's I love that we talked about that, dude. So one of the very last stops on the tour, my buddy DDK, man, we're all shit-faced drunk, bro. Like I know this is a recovery podcast. We drink responsibly.
No, we have normies.
We drink responsibly. I promise. So I'm like the guy who's only took 4 shots while they're all bottle deep. So I'm like, we get drove to the thing. Shouts out to Chris. He gets us there safe, man. He's our driver and my DJ. And I get in the Loves and we're like, everyone's getting food, getting fucking drunk as shit food. Like the to-go meals. And
from Loves.
The breakfast at like 2 in the morning, all the breakfast ready hots.
Gas station
slapping,
stuff.
Like sriracha sauce on them and shit. And we walk to the counter stumbling and I'm like making sure everyone's got their juice and And DDK, man, shouts out to DDK. That motherfucker like falls into the rack of Pokemon cards and he's like, Dad, can I have one? And he's picking up a pack of Pokemon cards, Obsidian Flame. If you know, you know. It's like not really the best set. It's like kind of dog shit. Like I'm like, yeah, son, take it, buddy. And he puts it on the fucking counter and the 2 Love employees, like they ring us up and they're like giving us like an up and down look and they go to walk away and I'm like, no, you stay and you watch my son open his cards. Like I fell into the bit too. And he opens this pack and he pulls a fucking Charizard EX. And like out of like, and it was only like worth $5 or whatever, but like it was like, boom, like the childhood fucking memory. I got a lot of money on tour right now. Let's get Pokemon. Like, bro, what the fuck? Like I can rip more of these. I can afford it. What the fuck? Like, so I get off tour and the first thing I do is like I go to my local card shop. Well, first I bought a bird, but like I go to my local card shop and I buy a bunch of Pokemon cards, like booster boxes and shit. Let's just say a key fact of this was my driver was like, y'all ready for the post-tour depression, boys? Like in his little southern accent, I'm like, I got regular depression, brother. It's okay. Like having no idea that shit's real as fuck coming off the road. And like, so I come off the road, but like I'd come off on a high. I think I was talking to you, like I'm kind of like, I get like manic bipolar, shouts out to mama, like, but like I was on like one of the highs. Like I was like, just come off tour, baby. Like I got money. Like we family's doing good. Like all my homies are eating, bro. Like I just took all my friends out. Like I'm about to go get myself some Pokemon cards, and that's gonna be my new hobby. I'm just gonna start just casually doing that while I sit on this cash. Fucking $7,000 later.
Shut up.
I swear to God, on my fucking kids. Kids, bro. $7,000 later. $2,200 in hits though. Do the fucking percentage rates. Heater hands, baby. That's crazy in the game. Now, if I went and PSA 10'd all those, I'm a millionaire. No, I'm just kidding. But but like that, like if you look up the ratios to how you rip cards and shit like that, I truthfully, I'd spent the bonkers amount of money, but I'd rip back a very, very, very fair amount of profit for considering they were all like new and modern sets, and some of the sets were only 3 to 4 years old. So I'm down in like my personal account. I'm looking pretty slim, and I'm like, fuck, like I can only handle like 4 months of my life. You know what I mean? Like the 3 rule. Like, so it's getting slim to that 3. I don't want to ever be at the 3. Like I want to be well past. So I'm like, I need to take these cards and I need to like make motion with them. Like I need to sell them. But I'm like super like every time I posted about Pokemon cards on my TikTok, it gets like 200 views because like nowhere near the niche. Nobody gives a fuck about that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like it wasn't gonna do anything. So I'd be like, okay, like they don't even give a fuck that I rip cards. Some of them in my group chats do though. So like, what if I just started a whatnot? And I was like, I pull bangers. We pull bangers. So like I went on whatnot and I typed in we pull bangers and it hadn't been taken yet. And I'm like, so I go on TikTok and I type in we pull bangers and it hadn't been taken. Nobody and their mom in the TCG industry has thought of the name we pull bangers. The fuck? I'm eating. So I fucking grab it and I go on whatnot and I take all those singles and I do like $1 to $3 night. My first fucking 2 hours, bro, I made $99. Now I know that's like not shit for a lot of people, but like for somebody who has to spend his entire life on camera, who has to always be in the face of the public eye, who really didn't like the fact that I was coming off tour on Judgment Factor, like of my own self, and I was like, I just made $99 with my voice, in my hands. This is money. Like this is a job that I get to be like a 9-to-5er in my house, and nobody knows who the fuck I am. And it's on Pokemon cards. So I did another night. I made $250. So I took like that, like 100 and that 250 or whatever. It was like, I think I came out to like just over 300 after change. I went on TikTok Shop because they were feeding me coupons because they wanted me to, they always want you to do that shit, you know, like they're feeding you coupons. And I look up like one of the popular sets at the time, but in Japanese, because like it's way cheaper and like easier to get. And dude, that shit was like fucking $35 for a box or some shit. So I'm like, okay, like one of those. And then I added a second one, and then the coupon fucking knocked it down to like fucking 40 or 50 bucks for 2 boxes. That's 60 packs. I'm like, bro, if I take 60 packs and I sell them at like $3 and I undercut all of the sharks on the Whatnot app that are selling this pack for 5 to 6, I'm gonna be pulling bangers for people. So I go and I take these boxes. I go and I take these boxes of Pokemon, 2 boxes, Twilight Masquerade and Crimson Haze, man. It was like the same set, pulling like chasing the Greninja. And bro, they ate it up. Like I mean, like fucking like do 3 times 6, 12, 8. Like, bro, it was a fucking lot of money for like just the 2 boxes of profit. I'm like, I only spent 40 on these. That's crazy. So I'm like fucking. Now I'm like deep. I'm like, fuck it. Like there's a Collecticon coming up next week. And like, I've got roughly like fucking $800. Like, cause I did more singles nights. I've got like $800. I'm going to go to this Collecticon and like, boom, somebody recognizes me there. I'm like, you own a shop? You own a fucking shop? You know me? You know who I'm LITFRANK, bro. Like, what's up? Like, let's do a deal on Pokemon. They sold me a case for well under market value.
Wow.
Like, I'm not, listen, you get to use your cred sometimes. And I used it. And I was like, you do me this fucking favor, bro. Like, I'll reply to any of your fucking DMs. Like, anytime you want to talk to me, like, I don't give a fuck. And I do. And I still, and if they hit me up, I will. And if you're listening to this, appreciate you for setting it off. Like, they got me, because they also allowed me to like have a receipt of like, I know what y'all can really get that thing off for, fucker. Like, stop trying to wax me. Like, So I get a few of the English cases before like the bubble went fucking skyrocket to where I really couldn't touch it. But like, I was hungry for fucking like the next dollar on that shit. I was like, fuck that. Like, keep in mind, I've made like, this has only been a month and I've made like $9 grand by myself now. I'm up my 7. I'm past my 7. I'm like, fuck it. We're in the green now. Like, so, I'm like up $9 grand and I'm like, I gotta get my boys on this. Like my boys gotta know about this. Like gotta bring them in. So I bring in my boy Damien. He's like the co-owner of fucking like We Pull Bangers now. And I bring in my boy Ernie and he loves ripping cards with his daughter Ez. So like they're helping me find deals. They're like, they're throwing me their coupons. You know what I mean? Like they're just feeding the supply and shit like that, helping me rip packs. Ernie and I had some shows to go do. So I let Damien run the Whatnot for like one night with his own stock. Motherfucker makes like $300. I'm like, you're on the team. You're on the team, bro. Come on. Come rip some packs for me. So we start like sniffing out like distributors and shit like that, but like I'm a fucking blood hog, like I'm a bloodhound. I'm like fucking like I'm up till like 4 a.m. like on fucking every website possible, like because like it takes because what I'm saying about English is like it takes a lot of time to get into the English industry, and a lot of people like you got to be a brick and mortar, and nobody's gonna throw you the distro deals for cheap because like look at them, how much they're worth nowadays, you know, like it's a sketchy market to be in, and you only get in there if you're tight, you know. So I'm over there like. Night Wanderer was the set. It was called Shrouded Fable in English. So I'm like, case of Night Wanderer. It's in Japan. In yen, enter. Fucking, I will not disclose my plug, but I found like the first sponsored link because he was just starting his shop at the time in Japan was on my shit. And I'm looking at these box prices, and the box prices are fucking buku, like fucking low. I'm like, I'm either about to get scammed out of $200 or this is about to be the best $200 I ever spent. So I get 2 boxes of 151. That's like the latest, like the OG 151, like the OG 151 Pokemon. They re-released this set in Japanese. And the cool thing about the Japanese set is there's like master balls in them. There's like guaranteed hits in every box, like shit like that. So I get these boxes. They're like $100 a piece, and I don't tell none of my friends because I think I feel like I just did something very bad. Like I just like I couldn't even understand the fucking page. You know what I mean? Fuck, I'm doing like a yen converter of like, let's do it. So fucking 4 days later, that shit's on my fucking doorstep. Like, and I'm like, they're real. So fucking hit up my boy Damien, and I was like, I think I'm gonna like message these people as LITFRANK and like try to like do him a sales pitch of like, I want to spread the word of like Japanese TCG throughout America with like the high quality cards you have. I did like a Shark Tank pitch, bro. Motherfucker was like, I could do like $27 a box. That's like 75 cents a pack, bitch. What? Like, let's fucking do it. Like, let's do it. So
asking for help was one of the greatest choices I've made to overcome my addiction.
If you or a loved one that you know is struggling with addiction, don't hesitate. You can reach out to any of us at any time to find help.
Yeah.
Wow.
Bubble popped though. bubble popped though when like I can talk about this now and laugh. So like we ran up 30 grand in 2 months. Wow. We ran up 30 grand in 2 months off that bubble because I knew way ahead of the game that like I knew where the market was, and I knew that, oh, you can't touch English. What if I told you I could get your favorite set way better quality? It'll get a PSA 10 no matter what, because they always do shit better in Japan. What if I told you they'd come buy my pack for $3 or $4 less than the guy selling it in English, you know? And like they ate it up, right? So what y'all didn't, or maybe you know, maybe you didn't, Japan has been in a massive recession lately. I'm talking like one of our dollars at the peak of what I was doing was 166 of theirs. Oh, wow. So like, bro, if I'm giving them like $1,200, I'm putting up $1 million for this guy. Or upwards of like $250,000 or like some shit. Like like one of my biggest things was like that I sent him like 800,000 yen in his money, you know? And like, that wasn't a lot for us, but I was like basically hand over fist in it with him. And then Billboard dropped a fucking, Billboard dropped an article about like, do you love all these items from Japan? And now's the perfect time to buy. And like Pokemon was like number 6 on the list. And bro, I had like, we're talking like, so you've been selling me these packs for like, you know, like just imagine like the rug getting pulled on me and then me having to be like, consumer idiocracy, like sorry, like you got, like I wasn't trying to fuck you over, like you never paid over MSRP of what you, that was what we did, is like we paid, if I got them for 75 cents, I'm gonna sell you the pack for $5, but you would never not pay $5 for a pack of Pokemon, right? Like that's how much you regularly pay. So it's just your fault that you never asked. Yeah, for sure. So yeah, we ran up.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And that's now, but now he's moving to, he lives in Santa Monica, and he's moving, like we just bought his flight. He's moving 4 houses down from me. We're gonna start We Pull Bangers in a shed.
Wow.
4 houses down. We just got him a house approved. I put a bed in this shit. Like we were just like, bro,
what a
it's
story,
real.
Man. I'm just like all I can think about is you selling fucking Kool-Aid.
His car got stolen on my tour in California. Like his car got stolen on my, that's how I know him. I forgot to mention that this is the start of a fan. He was a fan. This is my brother now. Like shouts out to Damien, bro. But Kelso, his wife, was a fan, a trauma buddy. They drove out to my second California show in San Francisco. And I'd booked a hotel. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm telling the story. I booked a hotel in fucking where the fuck can you not go over there, bro? Like it's
over where?
Over in by San Francisco. It's like the city that's like just over the bridge you don't want to be in, bro.
I don't know.
Fuck, we went to this fucking really rough part of town that I accidentally booked a hotel in.
Like a Tenderloin.
Yeah, bro, like the worst of the worst place. I'm talking like where the scrap yards are the homes. Like they fucking like, and they build on top of shit. It was like wild. Like it's like, I don't know. But point is I got like hoed into like booking this Hilton, but like they advertise that they're on the other side of the bridge in their title. Like, but then they're in fucking God, I want to know the city so bad, so y'all can beware. Don't fucking like it's the number 1 boosted car.
What happened?
They go to our show and we're going to the hotel, and I'm like, dude, like you guys gotta come. Like you guys gotta, like you can't stay in your fucking car out here. Like come to the hotel and stay with us. They come to the fucking hotel, bro, and like there's tweakers. They find out we're in this really rough part of town. They're like, fuck it, we'll get a room. It's super cheap. They wake up the next morning and their fucking car was stolen.
No, no.
Boosted straight for like there was security, like the whole 9 yards of like everything, and like they just like let it happen, and then they fucking, bro, they like ended up getting in our tour bus with us for like a couple of days, and like we dropped them off, or like a day or two, and they dropped them off and they got back to Cali and we came back to Florida, but we always kept in touch. And then like I said, I pitched it to him that like, you know a lot about Pokemon, right? Because like that was one of the things when he came to San Francisco he was talking about heavily.
Yeah.
And that was the gem, like that was the
God, what a trip, man. It's crazy how you found all these different little ways of like creating hustles and like using your platform and like you know, just
from
getting
Kool-Aid to
super into
Pokemon.
it, man. It's fucking, it's incredible, man.
Yeah,
what a
Kool-Aid to
fucking
Pokemon.
Journey, dude.
It's been one, bro. It's really been one. It's been yeah. And now,
and where do you live? So now you live in Florida?
Yeah, I stay in Florida now. I stay just about like an hour away from Clearwater Beach. That's what best like Tampa area, Tampa Clearwater area. Yeah. But yeah, we stay out there now, and I just been preaching to them that like because they were having some struggle sometimes in Cali because like the cost of living and shit.
Yeah,
and I was like, bro, like you see the money we're making with the company, like you can come live with that type of money in Florida, like
now live way better,
bro.
Yeah.
So now that's gonna be the new journey. So hopefully like this year. And he's real big on my music. He's my boy. So like he wants to like take the money we make off the Pokemon, reinvest it in another tour. He wants to be on the road with like a little Pokemon booth with me.
Yeah,
that's so tight.
Like, that'd be sick as shit. So
yeah,
he's gonna come. Man. We're gonna hit cons, all that shit. Collecticons going on like right now.
Oh really?
I think over in the LA Convention Center, they got one going on, or I think it was the weekend. Like. But yeah, that was my past fucking like the past 7 or 8 months of my life has just been like
Pokemon fucking cards,
stocks
bro.
of Pokemon, and I'll stream.
What a blessing to be able to do that, you know, like to go from like Walmart to the power washing, and now you get to say fuck the man, I'm selling Pokemon cards and shit on my own.
It sounds I'm
doing my own.
I got
thing.
like that Shane Gillis resume getting chalked up. It's starting to be there. Like, dude, it's insane.
Fuck, man.
Yeah.
Damn, I appreciate you coming out and telling your story.
No, I appreciate y'all for having me. It has been a really fucking fun time, man. I can't believe I dove that deep in the conversation about that. That's so funny.
Yeah. That's
God, I got his car stolen and shit. But yeah.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Thanks so much for coming out.
Thank you, Rachel. Thank you, RJ. Y'all are some real ones.
Yeah, thanks, bro.
Shouts out to you guys. Unimpressed drops on March 14th, this Friday.
Hell yeah.
Unimpressed.
Unimpressed, yeah.
Dope.
Unimpressed is my new record.
All right.
But yeah. Sorry, so shameless plug.
Yeah, no, fucking plug it, dude. Plug it.
No, that's all.
That's
really.
it. Okay.
New music coming on Friday, and stream Frank and Friends, Volume 1, if you can.
Dope.
Yeah.
It'll be out. So this will release probably a little ahead, so it'll be out by the time.
Nah, sweet. Yeah. I can't wait to watch it, bro.
Go stream it.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
All right. That was dope, dude.
Dope,
Cutscene.